Because I know many of you have an aversion to social media, I wanted to show you a video posted by Microdots on X, which took me on an unexpected trip down memory lane. So before we get into the video that Microdots dropped, let's take a little wander down Aussie's memory lane. People who don't often hang out in bars may not be familiar with these scenarios. And I'm generally one of those people, but I have been present when my ex-husband was acting up at a bar. Generally, you just want to get out of there when the trouble starts so that you're not involved in it, but when it's your own partner actually starting the trouble, you don't get much choice. And I have a little bit more experience in settling down trouble than I care to admit. So let's take a look at a couple of bar brawl situations about to erupt, and watch the body language of everybody else in the room. Some of these scenarios did actually end up with somebody being unalived, so I'm going to stop the video just short of that event. We don't need the gory bits to make the points that we're looking at here. In this couple of seconds of footage, you will see the man on the right push his friend back from the confrontation to try and prevent it. You'll see the instigator is holding a knife down by his side, so you can guess what happens after that. The point is, the person who saw the escalation tried to prevent it. We'll just watch one more time so you can see his body language. You'll see the man behind him also grab his arm to pull him back away from the confrontation. This next incident happened in Australia, but again you will see people holding others back. A lot of arm flailing and pointing right before the deadly attack. We'll just watch it one more time so you can see the body language that I'm referring to, and I'll slow it down to half speed. This next bit of footage involves an off-duty police officer. Up in the top left-hand corner you will see, just as the confrontation starts, his friends will grab him by the arm and pull him back. Now, according to this officer, someone made a pass at his wife, so he totally overreacts and grabs the guy and starts dragging him across the room, and then a brawl breaks out. But again, it's the body language of those around the group that I am watching here, not necessarily the brawlers themselves. Clearly, this is a much larger group, behaving in much the same manner as what we've just watched in the last couple of demonstrations, but it's the same kind of behaviour. They see an escalation starting, they all try to stop it. In this next video, again, off-duty police officers, only this time it's women, and once again you'll see as the situation escalates, people step in, pulling others back, trying to calm things down, which obviously doesn't work, and then a whole brawl breaks out. But even then, you still see bystanders trying to de-escalate the situation. Same body language, arms flailing, people trying to pull each other back, stepping in the way, and so on. Now, this last video is a demonstration of how people respond when they don't suspect things are going to escalate into a physical attack. As far as I can tell, these two shooting pool bump into each other, which causes an altercation. Little librarian dude comes over to, I'm not sure what he thought he was going to do, but big old redneck dude turns around and lays one on him and knocks him out cold. You can see everyone's in a state of shock. It was totally unexpected. So obviously we don't see anyone trying to pull him back or step in his way or flailing arms or pointing, let's go outside. And I might just point out, this poor guy laid on the floor for I don't know how long, knocked out cold, before anybody paid him any attention. There are many more examples out there on the YouTubes demonstrating how people behave when they see something escalate, and also how they behave when they don't see something escalate. Back in the day, when I was married to a drinker who was usually escalating things, I was hypervigilant, so not much would get by me. These days I don't have as much exposure to it, in fact none, and so I'm probably not as hypervigilant. And this brings me to Microdot's video. We've all seen this video before, but he put quite a bit of effort towards cleaning it up and making it a lot clearer so we can see what's actually happening. So, with the previous demonstrations in mind and how people around the situation behaved, let's now watch Microdot's cleaned up version of the bar footage just moments before Officer John O'Keefe died. From the outset, it looks like he and the womenfolk are heading for the door. But then, for some reason, he stops and he looks back towards John's direction. The woman in the foreground appears to be looking directly at Higgy. We know that that's Brian at the right, because he pointed himself out, and he's also looking at Higgy. Do they suspect an escalation is about to happen? Why yes, I think they do, because Chris then grabs Higgy by the arm and pulls him back. We then see the telltale signs of the arms going up and flailing and pointing that we just saw in all the other videos. And this is not just a friendly gesture that Chris is doing here. This is an aggressive grab and swinging him around to pay attention. And the conversation that ensues between he and his brother is not a friendly conversation. While the brothers are distracted with their own discussion, Higgy is still dead set keen on offering John outside. Chris just then notices and tries to step in the way again. And then Higgy steps around Chris and beckons John outside again. Come on, dude, let's go, let's go. Brian's hand is also up, beckoning John. Come on, let's go, outside, mate. From the demonstrations we've just seen and this footage, we can clearly see Higgy was ramping up and Chris was well aware of it and trying to de-escalate. Brian was aware of it. He seems to be all in. Brian, Higgy, what did you do? It's time to come clean. Anyway, to close out, I am going to play Microdot's video all the way through so you can get the vibe with the music and everything. Go over to Microdot's channel and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the like button on all of his videos just for the hell of it. And I'll see you all in the next video. Ciao!